At the end of episode 3, I just rolled back into California. Trailer was dusty, but the Chevelle was strapped down and the parts were all safe. Now it's time to unload and back to work in the shop. Well, I'm back at the shop, getting ready to unload everything. Motor's going first so it can get in the warehouse. Then I think I'll pull the rear end out, put it over to the side. Then my idea for the body is I'm going to scoop under from the side with the long forks on here. Just pull the trailer out from underneath it, set it straight down, wheel it in. So fingers crossed that everything goes well. Hey, I've said it before, but just remember, all the shirts that I wear during my videos, they're available at bonspeedstreetwear.com. Hey, do me a favor, go buy one or two. Let me get this thing back on the road. That's how I make money. Take this off so it doesn't get all boogered up. Hey, I'm going to give a non-paid endorsement right here. I didn't get these for free. I bought them, but they're from a buddy of mine from way back in the magazine days. Max tie downs. I'm telling you, man, the best stuff going. I bought one of his bags. It's got the wheel straps that have this, which are great. They go through the polished wheels. And some of the best ratchet tie downs you're gonna find. I'm just saying, they rock. I love them. I'm gonna have to buy some more because like this trip, I could have used twice as many as I had. So I'm gonna have to buy another one of those bags. But Max, check them out. I think they're Max tie downs online or something like that. But check it out, good stuff. Gotta get this thing all the way over as far as I can. Because that way I can get the forks under as far as I can. Getting there. All right, we're all the way up to the edge now. Now hopefully I can get those forks right under here, get as far across as I can from rocker to rocker, pick it up, and get this trailer out from underneath it. Don't need these vintage valve covers falling off the top of the truck. a little issue we're gonna have to solve here, which is when I did this body dolly, I made it adjustable, but I put it all the way down. I never put a bolt in it. I'm gonna get a bolt in it because this is just wanting to lift out. We'll be back. Okay, so I'm under the back of the car. When I built this body dolly, I made it a slip tube because I wasn't sure exactly what measurement I needed. So I made it a slip tube so I could always, adjust it. Here's the problem. I brought it all the way home without putting a bolt in here. I never put a bolt in there. I never drilled it. Didn't even remember I did that. So what we're doing now is I gotta get this bolt through. So I'm gonna drill a little pilot hole because I don't have a set or anything like that. So I'm gonna drill a pilot hole, then drill the bigger hole, and then I can lift it off the dolly without having it come apart. Here we go. And I'm using really crappy drill bits. I had to borrow some from a neighbor. I ran out of power. Oh, there we go. Just overheating it. All right, on to the next thing. Well, it was time to get it down off the trailer. So I reached out to my neighbor in the building next door to me, Steve, and asked him if he could just put another set of eyes on it because it was a little bit wobbly and wiggly. I jumped in the truck, and rather than move the forklift and lift it and drive it away, I took the truck and drove it out from underneath the car. That way it was a little more secure because what I had done, even though the forklift has the long extended forks, I had to extend them more using some wood that I had, actually some wooden ramps that I had for my car trailer, my enclosed car trailer. And I then very slowly lowered the car down. When I said slowly, I mean slowly. You can kind of see this is full time. It's not in slow motion. But man, I did not want to take the chance of coming all the way back from Arizona and then dropping the car on the ground, bending something up, or even ruining my body dolly. So I slowly lowered it and then back on the ground and ready to roll into the shop. My buddy Steve, he had extra eyes on it from the other side, which made me feel a lot more comfortable. Woo! Nerve-wracking, a little bit. The weight was teetering and coming, and I had to keep a little thing from you there. I was glad I got those slippers. Yeah, perfect. They were nice and thick. Woo! All right, I made it back. Oh my God, that was nerve-wracking, but now it's done. Got it down on the ground, and not without a little bit of ingenuity, sketchy-nuity. I had to extend the ramps with some old wood step ramps that I had, but it worked. And it didn't crunch, it didn't fall off, so man, am I happy. Now it's roll it in. parties. Well, I just want to say, I don't want you to draw any conclusions, but this box was in the trunk of the Chevelle, and I used it as a buffer so the motor wouldn't mess up the back of my truck. And I'm just gonna say, Jack Daniels, and on the top it said Baker's 90th and 4th, Baker's grocery store. Wow, that didn't work very well, did it? Gotta have some blooper moments. Remember the t-shirts. All right, the next big project, other than getting the rest of the parts, including the frame here, to California, will be getting my shop in order. I've got a whole bunch of room to this side, but I've got old shipping crates in here, and I have a wall of wheels, literally. It's that kind of stuff that's preventing me from using this as a shop. But as soon as I can get that straightened out, we're gonna be jumping back on this. But it's home in California. And that was bringing the Chevelle back to California. I've mentioned I've had quite a number of Chevelles over the years. Like this 1969 Chevelle, SS396, big block car, original Arizona car, by the way. That was so nice and had factory air conditioning. Or my 66 396 car with gold on gold and a manual 3-speed. It looked so good when it got restored. But if pro touring cars are what you're into, how about this 66 Chevelle that, it's on an Art Morrison chassis, Bond Speed wheels in bare metal. Then my trusty parts getter, my El Camino. The El Camino, again, has a big block. It has a 396 with a Turbo 400, and it has all kinds of great stuff. When we redid it, I was partners with Boyd Coddington, and the Hot Rods by Boyd shop is where most of the work was done, and then it was finished up afterward. But now it's back in California, and I'm ready to get started. So recently, I sat down over a couple beers with my co-host from Man Seeks Adventure, and this guy just happens to be one hell of a car artist. So we sat down to talk about some of the things I wanted to do. I told him what I wanted to do, and he sketched a few things on the napkin to get us going. It's not the first time I've been thinking about 67 Chevelles. Gary Regal sketched a few for me in the past. Those will be popping up during this too. So ready? I am ready. I'm ready to get going. When Chevrolet rolled into showrooms in the fall of 1966, it wasn't trying to reinvent itself. It was refining something that was already working. This was the final year of the first generation Chevelle, the last of the clean, straight line cars, before everything got heavier in 1968. And by 67, Chevrolet had dialed it in. You could walk into a dealership back then, under the bright lights, the salesmen in their sport coats, and order anything from a simple 6-cylinder grocery getter to a full-blown street fighter. The SS396 had become its own identity, no longer just an option package. Now it was RPO Z24. And if you checked the right boxes, L78 gave you 375 horsepower. How about a Muncie 4-speed? Positive traction rear end. You were leaving with a car that could run 13s right off the showroom floor. But here's one thing. Most of these cars didn't stay stock for long. Guys drove them off the lot and straight into the garage. Headers went on, gears got swapped, the ignition recurved, and the carb rejetted. Tuned for the street and tuned for the strip. These weren't museum pieces. They were street tools. Oh, and the colors. Marina blue, bolero red, tuxedo black, emerald turquoise, butternut yellow, granada gold, or how about royal plum? Those were just some of the standard colors. These cars, they popped under the neon lights and at every gas station. Chevrolet ads sold the dream, performance, style, and just enough rebellion to make your neighbors nervous. You had choices in 1967. That VIN that started with 138 told it was an authentic SS396. And if you were smart, or maybe just a little wild, you checked all the right boxes. L35 got you 325 horsepower. Bump it up to 350 with an L34. And the one that everybody still talks about, the L78. 375 horsepower. Solid lifter cam, a Holley carb, and an aluminum intake. And if you paired that with the M21 close ratio 4-speed, maybe a G80 positive traction, and even 410 gears, you weren't driving to work. You were street hunting. You might have ordered power disc brakes. Check J52. And if you're thinking ahead, F41 got you great suspension. But a lot of guys, they figured it out as they went. And that's the difference between then and now. Today, everybody's chasing numbers, matching drivetrains, suffix codes, casting dates, trying to prove what it was. Back then, nobody cared what it was. They cared what it could do. But today, what sets a 67 apart? Balance. It's not as loud as a 70. It's not as raw as a 64. And it sits right in a perfect middle ground. Clean design, serious power, and just enough refinement to make it feel complete. And that's why the real cars, the documented L78s, the true SS138 VIN cars, they hit different today because they survived a time when things weren't collectibles. They were street weapons. And if you owned a few like I have, you already know that. In 1967, it's just another Chevelle. No, it wasn't. It's the one that got everything right. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. And if you haven't already, go back and watch episodes 1, 2, and 3. Plus, subscribe because I've got a lot more great episodes to come.